Welcome to your daily focus for June the 8th, 2018. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now let's get to the energy of the cards, see what they reveal, and how to use the energy in a positive light in order to move forward on our path. Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, we may feel out of balance today. We may be pulling between two scenarios. We may be second guessing ourselves. We may be weighing out the pros and cons of what's the best move forward, what path to take, what action to perform, what behavior to exhibit, what words to speak, to communicate. So we're juggling here. Twos are about balance, but it usually represents an imbalance in our life. So we are, and the Two of Pentacles especially, we don't feel like we can, even if we have some kind of abundance in our life, we are second guessing ourselves on whether or not we can sustain any kind of abundance going forward. And the waters are choppy. So we'll probably see the negative over the positive quite easily today. The sky's cloudy. The sun isn't coming through, shining on us, making us feel alive and vibrant, full of vitality, good health. The challenge card ends up being the Ace of Pentacles right in the middle. Not knowing which way to go. Now remember, we are in full moon energy, so it's okay not to make a decision. And Mercury is kind of moving quick right now, so we want to move quickly, but we don't want to move hastily or rashly or, knee-jerk ourselves into some kind of decision that could be postponed, that could be thought over again. So remember with the carpenter's rule, measure twice, cut once. So if you've thought about it, then yes, we can start planning towards that path of abundance, of joy, of happiness, of love, good health. But we don't want to make any rash decisions right now. We don't want to jump into anything, especially with full moon energy that we are still in, and we will be until the beginning of next week. So think things through about what we want our new abundance to look like. What seeds do we want to plant come next Tuesday? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? The new moon. Early in the week. Five of Wands is back in the third position here. Yeah, I still get this more as we're fighting our inner demons. We are having to challenge ourselves, to push ourselves to get things done, to complete things that we may not have the energy unless we force ourselves to have the energy. There could be conflict today. We can be strengthened by that conflict. We can get clarity through the conflict so long as we don't knee-jerk the situation, as long as we don't get into a shouting match, as long as we don't lose our temper. The minute you lose your temper, you've lost the fight. So keep calm, take those deep breaths, take a step away. Think about what was being said to you. You have two ears and one mouth, so do the math. Listen, listen, listen. And then think of how you want to communicate your responses. Remember, we want to win the war, not necessarily the battle at hand. And choosing our battles wisely today. So, with an ace right in the middle, I would think we have good, strong energy. Nothing like earth-shattering should happen, but we could feel very much out of sorts today. So just know that it is the energy around you forcing you into thoughts or situations to bring in a clarity and understanding for the seeds that you are going to plant next week. And making the plan and making some decisions. And maybe not even acting on the decision if you haven't really thought it out. But knowing that you are going forward in a certain direction. Now, I should say, though, that if you are making decisions about ending things or completions, allowing some kind of healing in, you want to kind of have those closures prior to a new moon. But we don't want to be rash. We don't want to just do something for the sake of getting it off our plate. Be careful of that energy. We'll get an affirmation card here. And remember, too, that Mercury will be coming into, 22 degrees, right where the new moon is going to be happening. So Mercury is talking to 9 fixed stars, and these stars can talk about great success. But also it can, if we're doing it for the wrong reasons, it can bring a lot of dismay in. So we have to really understand what we are communicating through our Mercury, through those fixed stars, because they're strong and they're potent stars. There's Orion's belt. I think the string of pearls is there. I think each of the northern and southern tip of the horns of the bull are 2 more of the stars. I think the dove is in there somewhere. The little she-goat is in there somewhere. The female warrior is in there. So it can, these fixed stars can bring in great success when they're activated in our lives. So we really have to understand what we are talking to Mercury about right now. And maybe that's where the imbalance comes in, because some of those stars really act to our benefit, but there are other ones that draw out the negative as well. There's good and bad in everything. And trying to find that balance in our life and feel that balance in our life. Today is not a day where we are going to feel overly grounded. It just isn't. So we know that going in. So we're like, oh, it's okay. I'm supposed to feel like this. It's going to bring in clarity. It's going to bring in understanding. It's going to maybe allow some kind of closure or completion in my life, or some kind of healing in my life, so that I can move forward, so I can grow that abundance in my life. So Mercury comes through at 22 degrees, and Mercury is all about how we think, how we express ourselves, our self-expression. It's our words. It's also, Mercury in ancient times was also a great healer. So where healing is needed in our life. And then the moon and the sun will come and talk to those 9 stars as well. How we present ourselves to the world, our outward achievements, and our inner emotional states. Queen of Fire is back. I love with these affirmation cards, it seems like consistently certain cards will come up for very long periods of time. And keep telling us the same energy over and over again until maybe it sinks in. They say we have to hear something 10 times before we start acting on it. Creative collaboration, soul connections, passion inspired by spirit, artist. I am capable of strong friendships that inspire me and encourage me to express myself in my own way. I co-create with others dedicated to a vision of achieving the highest good of all. How might I join in the dance of co-creation, letting spirit flow through me and inspire me to express my passions? How do we want to move forward? How do we want to use our gifts, our talents, our abilities in our path forward? How do we release our passion into our lives, into our path? How do we get excited about our path forward, about our day beginning? And I do like that it just has, creative collaboration, soul connections, passion, inspired by spirit, and then it has artist. So you are the artist of your landscape, of your tomorrow. How are you designing it? I am capable of strong friendships that inspire me and encourage me to express myself in my own way. So maybe it's decorating for you. Maybe it's your gardens. Maybe it's your compassion or your empathy. Maybe it's a talent and ability. Maybe it's through dance or singing, song. How do you express yourself in your own way? I co-create with others, dedicated to a vision of achieving the highest good of all. And co-creating with others, it might be other people that surround you, partnerships, relationships. It could be that you are co-creating with spirit, with your angels, with God, source, that divine energy. How might I join in the dance of co-creation, letting spirit flow through me and inspire me to express my passions? And an animal card. So I think, if you don't have the heads up, today could probably be a very challenging day for most. We have the heads up, so we know that anything that is or feels out of balance, or we can't make up our mind, or there's some kind of self-doubt happening, we know that the reason for that is to empower us on our path forward. So embrace what comes your way. That's so easy to say and very hard to do. Crystal clear, the hummingbird, crystal clear. Goals, positivity, happiness, hover, and clarity. As you become more clear about who you really are, you'll be better able to decide what is best for you the first time around. Oprah Winfrey says that. Hummingbird tells you that it's essential to have crystal clear and concrete goals before taking action. Write down exactly what you want to achieve, your plans, and your ultimate goal. You should be clear about your action steps in order to reach your goal. It is then that you can see with clarity how you can reach your goal and become motivated in doing so. A positive attitude is a prerequisite if you wish to live a fulfilled life. It is when you believe in yourself, set a vision, and put wings to your dreams that your life begins to feel purposeful. Hummingbird is filled with magic and love and wants you to know that not everything is supposed to make sense. You will feel much happier, loved, and motivated if you allow yourself to focus on the good in your life and all around you rather than looking at the bad. Hummingbirds can do what most birds can't. They hover. Take a lesson from their abilities and just hover over your issues before making any drastic decisions. Find like-minded and positive people to engage with, and this is a good way to motivate yourself. And until we meet again, remember, I do love you.